This is Josiah once again. I'm here on a special edition of Each One Teach One. As you all know, Each One Teach One is here to support, create the awareness, educate, and train youths in tech. Today, I have Dotun. He's here with us. Dotu, can you take it away? Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Hello everyone, my name is Dotun. I'm from Nigeria. I'm a student. I study at the Polytechnic of Ibadan as a computer science student. But what I do now is I'm a web fully backend developer. Before I got to school, actually, I started coding. That's before I got my admission into special institution. I started coding as a backend. I started building myself. So while in school, I also create time. While taking care of school stuff, I also take time
Hey,
to
Dotu, can
explore.
you raise your voice a little bit more? Can you go up a little bit
Okay,
more? Thank you.
okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me clearly now?
Yes,
Is it
go
loud enough?
ahead. Yes, it's very loud.
Okay, okay. Hello everyone. My name is Dotun. I'm from Nigeria. I study at the Polytechnic of Ibadan. I study computer science. I'm a web developer. Before I actually got into tertiary institution, I started coding. I taught myself how to code. There's nothing like self-taught actually, because even though I'm self-taught, most of my material I got it online. So I won't claim I'm a self-taught, but I got my material online, YouTube, I bought courses and all this like. So I'm backend developer and I
All
use
right.
PHP. I use PHP for my backend and the PHP framework, which is Laravel. I use Laravel too to
Okay.
make it on the web.
All right. So you have Laravel as a framework in your stack. That means you
Yeah,
some of the languages that you know will be PHP, which is more like a scripting language, and that's what you use in your
exactly.
web development. As a matter of fact. Now,
Yes.
I'm gonna present another gentleman who wants to be a part of the interview here. His name is Emmanuel. Very interestingly, he's a designer. I think you guys will play it well together because the passion is there in you and Emmanuel. So I'm glad that you showed your face a little bit. That's very thoughtful of you. That's awesome. So just like I asked you about your background and what you do, you told us you're a web developer. I'm gonna ask Emmanuel the same thing about his background and what he does. And after that, every question I ask Dotu, you will give us a take, and then Emmanuel will also give us a take. That way, the audience and the viewers we get a perspective, a very good perspective of what we are trying to do and the kind of awareness we're trying to give them so they can rethink their position where they take their production to. Okay? Now,
Okay.
Emmanuel, welcome. We appreciate you here. And I'm going to ask you the same question that I
Okay.
asked Dotu. After that, you guys will give us perspective on the rest of the questions, okay? So, what is your background, Emmanuel? And what do you do now?
Okay. Good day, everyone. Um, I'm Falajimone by name. So I actually studied computer science in university, as University of Ilorin here in Nigeria, and so I
Somebody's
had
echoing.
background.
I'll put you on mute. Okay, go ahead, Emmanuel. It's echoing. Go ahead now. I think it's better.
Okay. So so I have the passion for design, and it has been there for almost since 2014 to early 2013. That was when I was running my polytechnic program. So in the course of that, can you hear me very well? Am I audible?
Yes, you are very audible. Go ahead.
Okay. So in the course of my study in the university, because I switched from a polytechnic to university for further study, so I saw that I had to grow more in design since it's more of a passion, and I have to see how to convert my passion to something that is paying me. So while I was in school, so and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
I'm
I would
sorry.
select
I'm sorry, audience. I'm really
that.
sorry about this. It seems like we're having a network issue, so we might do a rerun, but we'll continue as usual. But
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. So I think you muted your audio.
Try to articulate your words and project it, and remain in the same position. Don't move too much. I think we're having technical difficulties. I hope the audience understand that. And go ahead and
Okay.
explain. You were talking about your background, how you moved from one polytechnic to the next university, and you are trying to
Yeah.
explain to us how you needed to make money from your passion. Go ahead.
Opportunity to explore, to meet people, various people. So during that period, I grew more, I learned more in design, and I started working. So when I left school, that was 2 years ago, I ventured straight into design. I started working as a graphics designer for firm, and right now, as it stands, I work freelance.
Okay, you are currently a freelancer. Okay, that's awesome.
Yes, yes.
I think Dotu, because of network issues, left. I'm gonna add him back on here again. Hopefully, we manage to get this thing done. So, well, he's not here. I was gonna ask him a question, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask you that question. Okay. So, can you tell us, in a nutshell, the experiences you've been having as a graphic designer slash animator? Can you tell us a little bit more about that experience in your local? Take it away.
Okay. I think from here in Nigeria, where we are, most people don't really give value to things when it comes to visuals, especially design. They don't really see value in it. But due to the current situation where we find ourselves right now, it's it's more, there's every reason for everyone to have a need for a graphics designer. So in the course of working as a graphics designer, before I became a professional, like taking it as a field whereby I work, I noticed that when you have a client, a client will always tell you that is it not just this little thing? Can you not just do it for us? Like it's just a design.
I
It just takes
understand.
not less than just like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and they don't look at what the stress you pass through, the critical thinking,
Okay, Dotu, he's still telling us about his
and
background. I'm gonna mute you now, Dotu, so that he can explain himself. Tell us a little bit more about all that stuff. Okay.
so during my service year, that's why we have a 1 year compulsory service here in Nigeria, the National Youth Service Corps, whereby you serve your country. So I had the opportunity to work in a media agency whereby I had a first-hand experience of how things are done in a media agency. So I worked there as a graphics designer, and during that period, I had the opportunity to take on projects that also enlightened me. It puts me in the right direction if I am to pick up graphics design as a profession. And during that period, it has been awesome trying to meet up deadlines.
Oh, there we go again. Are you there? We lost you
Yeah, I'm
for a
here.
minute. Okay. So
Okay.
you are trying to meet up a deadline. Go ahead. In your experience,
So
you were telling us about your how you wanted to meet up with deadlines. That's the last thing I
so
heard.
yeah. So working as a graphics designer in this agency, it's more of deadline because you're not just the only graphics designer. Like I wasn't just the only graphics designer. We had other graphics designer that worked as that. So we're having a team of graphics designer to handle various projects. So I think the advantage I had then was I was able to work on speed, which happened to be my own strong point. Whereby when I have a task, I think through it, come out with a good solution.
Oh, we're losing you again. Oh, oh, oh. We're gonna put through
Can you hear
this
me?
one. We're gonna soldier it up. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So I had to work on with speed. Speed happened to be my own strong point as much as I was studying speed.
Absolutely, that's awesome. That's awesome. So
So
your experience there is very vast, and
yeah.
specifically, you told us about your experience in animation and stuff like that. We really like that. But at the same time, I heard you talking about some of the challenges about how people are taking things. But now, can you just elaborate on those challenges? How they look at you as a graphic designer in the continent where in the country that where you live in? Can you tell us your challenges, the challenges that
Okay,
are there?
like looking at the kind of country I find myself in, when you tell someone that you're a graphics designer,
Oh,
you have
okay.
to work with an agency, something like that. So I think one of the major challenges was, like I said, pricing.
Okay, the
Pricing.
price. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the web developer and see what he has to say about the questions I've already asked you. Are you there, Dotun? Can you hear us?
Yes,
If you
I'm
can
hearing
hear
you.
us,
Can you hear me?
I did ask Emmanuel about his experience as a designer in Nigeria, and I also asked him about the challenges. He talked about the price, the cost, what the clients wants to pay. So, what is your take as a web developer in Nigeria? What is your experience? Be specific and straight to the point, and then tell us the challenges that are there.
Okay, but
Take it away.
okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Okay. One of the challenges here is, we work with data. As a student developer before I came out from school, one of the major challenges is data and infrastructure, which is the light. The power here, there's no light, and many times we have to on our gen to power ourselves. And if there's light, sometimes like the light does not stay much. So we have challenges with light, and the data here is very expensive. So we spend more on data than we use. So we consume data even with the amount that is coming. Almost all the money with us is going into buying
Okay, I
data
see, I
equipment.
see.
So
So
that's one.
the challenge there, from what you were saying, is more like infrastructure, like power. You guys spend a lot of money to be able to fill the generator more than anything else, and that's a big of a challenge. I understand that, but now as a web developer, okay, whether you work for a tech company or any other kind of company, what experience do you have as you go out there either to get a job or to work for somebody, or what do they think about you as you try to deliver your services? And we would like to have your take on that in working with different kind of people or groups. Are you there? Are you there? Have I lost you? Oh, I lost him. I lost him. That's pretty bad. I lost him. Okay, let's go back to Emmanuel here. If you're there, Emmanuel. So we
Yeah, I'm
had a
here.
take from him, and I'm glad you heard it as well, and the audience heard it. It was really nice. So he talked about the infrastructure and all whatnot. Now, I did ask him a question about his experience on the ground, but we didn't get a chance to go through that because of technical difficulties. But for you, I would like to ask you this question. I usually don't like putting it out there a lot of times, but I would like to ask you. It seems like you have a very diversified experience in your work. Have you worked with any other group outside the continent? If you have, can you be specific to the
Yeah,
region? Tell
we have
us.
worked with other groups based in UK actually. I've worked with clients in UK, more than 5, 6 clients over there in UK.
Wow, that's amazing. What did you learn from them? How are they different? What can you do to be better, if possible? Is there rooms for improvement? Tell us.
So basically, my interaction with my clients has been awesome because I work with deadline, and when it comes to delivering projects, I make sure I look at the stipulated time I need to handle a project, and I give them a top-notch job. So most times I've not really had any issues with them, but it has been a very good and cordial relationship whereby the client values what I give them, and that's one thing I noticed about clients over there. Actually, they respect you for you being the professional in the field compared to our own end here, whereby they tend to be the designer while you are just the person handling the system. So over there,
Absolutely.
they respect you for, they want to hear your own input on the project. What do you think you can do to give us something good? And when I give them the input,
Go ahead. Oh wow. We lost you there for a minute. We lost you there.
okay,
Yeah, I can hear you
can you
loud
hear
and
me now?
clear. Just go straight to the point.
So most of the projects I handle with them are projects whereby once I give them the output as first, people fall in love with it. So I don't really have any
Absolutely.
issues with my clients over there.
Absolutely. So basically, you are telling them that there's beauty in your work, and they fall in love with it, and they always want to work with you. And that is a
Yeah,
that's very exemplary and encouraging. We want all our youths to learn from things like this. We want to inspire them and to move and inspire them to do much better. And we want to inspire them to see the need to be doing something, to get into technology as much as they can, especially the technology of the day. There's a need for them to get into it because of the environment they live in. The foreign exchange is not going to come in for some time because of the unprecedented situation the world is going through right now. So there's a need to
yeah,
push this. It's sort of like a movement. You need to push for them to be self-reliant and doing for themselves. And by doing so, other people will recognize the talent that's over there and the need to tap into it to take advantage of the flexibility and the cost. And not only that, these youths, including yourself, are doing this thing because it is necessary. Not because your parents told you to do it. You're doing it because that's how you make a living. You see, this is survival mode here. So it's very
yeah,
important that we tell the story to the world and give everyone the option to make economical choice or a choice that saves them money. So that's what we are here to do. It seems like we have lost Dotun for real, and that's gonna be felt. However, I will continue with you, and I'll ask you this question now. It's $1 million question. That's what I call this question. Do you think, from your experience,
okay.
that the youths in the continent are capable to export their skill sets in software development, whether it's in engineering or whatever? Do you think they are ready to export that to the majority of the world?
Yeah, I
Be,
think
be sincere about the answer you give.
sure, I will be. I think because of my interaction with a lot of software developers and software engineers, and also having designers on the other part, I think it's going to be based on individual basis. I've met a lot of software engineers whereby they have the skill, they have everything, they need the skills here. What you just need is the platform.
Oh, it seems like we're losing you again.
And help them out.
It seems like we're losing you again.
You know,
Mm.
okay. Can you hear me?
Um, we're losing you again.
Hello?
Yes, you're clear now. You said something about you met a lot of awesome people and what they probably need. You were saying something about what they probably need, and
So
that's the
I
last
think
thing I heard.
what they need actually is just a platform. We have the resources here in Africa, we have the resources here in Nigeria. So it's just a platform that is transparent because it's not a period whereby you have to put ethnicity into it, but what you're all about is giving output, selling things that people are willing to buy, products that are ready for the market. So we have everything it takes. We have the people that are ready to do this, but it's just a platform, a transparent platform they need to export this.
So we need basically what you're saying is we need a trustworthy, versatile platform which is basically going to be on something like a freelancing alternative that have IM capability, that have audio video capability, and people can actually go to that platform and look for work, get work, and businesses can go over to that platform and post jobs so that the youths could be a part of it. And that's very interesting because there's a lot of people outside the continent that are very interested in doing business with the continent. However, the medium or the media or the medium, they are not available. Okay. So from your suggestion, you're saying that we have to have a trustworthy platform built so that people can actually go there instead of using others, which has various restrictions, including the mode of payment and receiving payment. So what you're saying in a nutshell is that we can actually do this. Basically, that's what you're saying. I really appreciate the point, making it very clear what the youths need to be able to start off with their various careers and endeavors. Right now, I'm going to ask you another question. I normally do ask this part of the question as well. So, from what you've told us, it seems like you are very in tune with your work and the local that you live in. We wanted to know if there's changes that you would like to see. It doesn't matter if there are structural changes, whether in standards, maybe developments, infrastructure, just let us know. Remember, a lot of people are listening to you.
Yes, yes. I think right now it's just the major changes I think we need as uh, newbies in the system. Let me just start that.
Oh, we lost you there for a minute. We lost you. The interview is going very well. It's just that the
Uh,
technical difficulties makes it hard. Go ahead.
okay,
Yes, I can
can you
hear
hear
you
me?
loud and clear.
Okay, like what Dotun said, he made a reference to the cost of data that's for the internet access. The kind of environment we find ourselves. I think individuals are more like a government of themselves, whereby they provide everything they need to get their job done. And when you're looking at you having to get a system which can do the work, give you better output, you're trying to look at the data you need for internet access for you to reach out to people in the other world where that's outside the globe, no, outside the continent, as the case might be, or in other locations. You talk about data, you talk about power itself. You need
We lost you a little bit. We lost you a little bit. Go ahead.
we need a light. Like, okay, let me just have a recap. One, you need internet access. That's one thing. If we can work on that, because it's quite expensive, very very expensive. I had to take statistics of or stock of the cost, the money I spend on a weekly basis for my data during this lockdown. It's quite massive, very very massive, and we're not having any maybe you have a cut in the cost, it's still the same price, and a lot of things like that. So it's what serves at some point. If you have a project you're working on, you have to look at all these costs to give a price. That's why you get to some period whereby you're working on a project. These factors determines the price you give to the client. So if we can have all these things as
Hello?
hello,
Hello? What's going on?
hello,
Okay,
I
go
can hear
ahead.
you.
Go ahead. Go
I can
ahead.
hear you. So once we have all these packages on ground, it's going to be very easy for us to work without having issues. Whereby you can stay at
Oh,
your home and you have internet access. It's not too expensive because when you like for a graphics designer now on a norm, uh, we have to pay for the softwares we use for the design. But because of all these factors, you can know we have all these cracked softwares whereby they crack it like let's say Adobe products now, like Adobe Photoshop. We have people that crack these same softwares that people pay license for over there in the US, in the
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We lost you again. You talked about okay. You talked about people will pay for the licenses in the UK, US, and that was the last thing I heard.
Okay. So people pay for the licenses in UK, US, and outside those that are actually getting value for the job you're doing. But here
Yeah.
in Nigeria, when you have, I'm quite focused on the designers now, right? As it stands, where you
Yes.
have designers and you have a client coming to meet you that okay, I need you to do this kind of job for me, a job that should cost maybe $1,000, and you're doing the job for just $20, and now you have to look at the cost of you making a subscription for premium softwares like Adobe Photoshop. You can say that at that period, that's what forced most of these designers to go through the
Okay. Okay. Wow.
who pay for the value. I see no reason why anyone would want to go through the back door and look for stuff that are not licensed and they used to get the job done. So once we have all these factors settled, now it's going to be very easy for trade. It's going to be very easy to get the job done without any problem.
Wow, that's amazing. So you took that and you broke it down, you laid it down, and everybody now understand very well. You as a web animator, or graphic designer, you spoke on the perspective of a graphic designer. We do understand that. Now we respect that. We appreciate your time and all that you do. Do you have anything like the last words that you want to say? Maybe one sentence or two to encourage our audience and give them something to remember. Oh, oh, okay.
For, and also, can you hear me? Yeah, keep hope alive. Once you have a passion for something, follow it through because right now it's just all about you being happy doing what you're doing. Once you're happy doing what you're doing, definitely your clients will be happy to have you around to work for them. So it's one, be focused, be happy doing what you're doing, and ensure that for any job you're doing, give out a top-notch job. And
All right.
the
So
sky is just starting from.
you heard it from the man himself. You broke it down to us. He was very clear, articulate, very eloquent in his speech. We now have a better understanding of what he does and what his experiences are and the challenges. To cap it off, we know we need to invest in infrastructure to help our youths to get them in line and in tuned. We are glad to have heard from him. Emmanuel, we thank you so much for being here, and I hope the audience might have learned quite a few things. And now, in their mind, they're probably thinking where to move their next production work to. I am very happy to have you here, and we're gonna
Thank
wrap it
you
up.
very much.
I thank the audience. If you are new, go ahead and subscribe. If you have already subscribed, hit the like button, and also click the notification button so that whenever we have one of our interviews, you can always get them and join as a family that we are. Thank you guys again for being here. And I'll be signing off. This is Josiah on another edition
Thank
of
you very much.
Each One, Teach One.
This one.
Take care
Thank
all.
you very much.
Bye for now.
Take care. Goodbye.